We're going to put a screen protector on the Nexus 7. This is probably the most important thing you can do to protect the screen, is to make sure that it actually has a screen protector on it. This is the screen protector kit, and this is a tube. I don't necessarily recommend this brand, it just happened to be a good price. There are a lot of different kinds of screen protectors out there on the market, but you're going to need three things that come in the kit. The first thing you're going to need is a flexible plastic hard card. Credit card will work as well. The next thing you're going to need is a microfiber cloth, and that is to make sure your screen is as clean as possible. Any fragments of dust that get caught between the screen and the screen protector, there's going to be an air pocket there, and so it is visually disruptive for the user. The last thing you're going to need is a screen protector. This particular one comes with some nice, neat little labels. This says step 1, and then this says step 2 on it. And basically what this is it's a screen protector, and then on both sides it's covered with plastic. So you peel one side off, step 1, you put it on the device, you get all the air pockets out, and then you peel the second side off. And then that way you're not scratching as you're moving the air pockets out. So let me show you how I do this. The first thing that I do is, before I dust everything and make sure that everything doesn't have any dust on it, the first thing that I do is I take the screen protector here. You'll notice that there's a camera here, one hole here, so I thought maybe I'd line that up, and you can see that that doesn't quite work. So it's not, that's the downward one. And so you can see, so I'm going to turn it around. And what I'm doing is I'm pre-aligning. I need to make sure that this is aligned properly, and I know where to start on one end so that by the time I work my way to the other end, it's actually lined up properly. So notice here that I've got 2 holes in my screen protector. I don't know if you can see that. There I go, 2 holes in the screen protector. And then one of them is the camera, the facing camera. So I'm going to, if you notice that I can put it down here and that works right, but step 1 is facing up. So I would need step 1, actually, because that's the first thing I do, it needs to be facing down. So I just turn it over, and again I have the camera through the hole. And over on the left and right hand side, I just need to make sure, I'm just going to look real quickly how close to the edge I need to put the screen protector. In this particular case, this screen protector is cut almost exactly the size of the screen, so I want to be fairly tight to all edges to make sure that it's then good on this end. So this end is where you start, and you sort of have to make sure that it's lined up perfectly here so that the other end will eventually work itself out. Ready to put screen protector on? This should be interesting. I will try not to curse. Now, I find the best time to put a screen protector on the device is right after you removed, and I have not removed this yet, the protective covering the device is shipped with. So the first thing I'm going to do is right here in this area there's no protective cover, so I'm going to protect a piece of plastic. I'm just going to wipe off whatever lint that there might be there. Just make sure that, even though I'm going to remove this, I just want to make sure that none of it gets down on the device. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to peel back very carefully the protective cover of the device that was shipped with. I'm going to put that off to the side. So now I'm pretty sure that I've got a pristine device. Now if you were to add your screen protector later, then what I would do is I would thoroughly clean the surface of the device and make sure you run the lint-free cloth, and even use it at an angle to make sure there's no lint on the device whatsoever. So you can see that's pretty lint-free. Now, once you've ensured that the device is lint-free, then going back to our screen protector, this is step 1, and I'm just going to peel this back. And the trick is to peel back all the way down one edge and then flip it over. And then what I'm going to come do here is, I can see some lint already falling on it, is come over here and line that edge up like we talked about before. And once I know that edge is lined up, then I can put a little bit of pressure on the screen protector and see how it's lined up already over here. So I've got it touching just on the one edge here. I'm going to flip this up, and I'm going to slowly peel back and walk, if you will, the screen protector the rest of the way through the device. And it's okay if you get a couple little bubbles, we'll work them out. But the whole idea behind this walking back is I get the least amount of air bubbles under, between the screen protector and the screen. So as I come down to this edge, I'm just going to put a little bit more pressure. So as you can see here, I've got a couple of air bubbles along there. That's all okay. And I've got a couple of air bubbles here. So I'm just going to take the card that they gave me and just work the bubbles all the way out the edge. I don't know if you can see that very well on camera, but all I'm doing is there's a little bubble right there, and I'm just working it out to the edge, and there it disappears. And get some bubbles down here. I'm going to work those out to the edge, make them disappear. And there we go. Get all the little bubbles. Got a couple right here, and I'm going to work them. Now it's okay that it's not perfect. It eventually, over time, settle in, and some of these actually advertise that micro bubbles will actually escape underneath them. So you just got to read the label a little bit. But basically, once I have all the air bubbles worked out, then what I do is I just go around with my finger and sort of put pressure all the way down just to make sure that it's stuck. It's not really technically adhesive that it uses static electricity, most of them. Some of them have fancy names like static electricity adhesive or something like that. But basically, I'm just putting pressure just to make sure that it's as close to that stuck as possible. Okay, so I just want to come down here, put as much pressure around the edge, make sure that it's nice. And so the next thing I'm going to do, I just turned the device on. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to now peel off the second layer to this. And the thing that I kind of use the card, as I'm peeling this up, you're going to actually see that the little bit of an air bubble goes in there again. Again, now I have a couple air bubbles, and I'm just going to work them very gently out. You just got to be careful that this doesn't scratch as you gently work out the air bubbles. Again, that it doesn't scratch the device. So there you go. And I'm actually shocked that I didn't curse. This is there's a little bit of air bubble right here, but by tomorrow that'll be gone. So there you go. That is how to install a screen protector, apparently cursing free, on a Nexus 10. For more information, go to androidforspecialneedsbook.com, where you'll find more videos, other resources like cheat sheets, and a book on how to use an Android device with your special needs user.